Hello everybody and welcome to the video. So today I figured I would sit down and I would talk about the Kingdom Hearts 3 secret ending. The Kingdom Hearts series is infamous for having secret movies that really make the fans scratch their heads and guess at what's going to happen next when it comes to the future of the Kingdom Hearts series. And obviously Kingdom Hearts 3 is no different, and if anything it's making us scratch our heads even harder than we used to in the past. Going off of the convoluted ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, the fans, us, we don't know what happened to our hero Sora. He wakes up in a city, obviously dazed and confused, and then we later see in the video that Riku is there as well. However, there's also a couple more characters there. The Kingdom Hearts 3 Ultimania just confirmed that the hooded figure is the Master of Masters. However, this theory is going to be based around the other character, who is of course Yozora from the Verum Rex video game within the Toy Story world of Kingdom Hearts 3. So with that introduction out of the way, I would like to welcome you guys to the Verum Rex Yozora Two Eyes, Two Realities theory. So basically, as I said before, we see in the secret ending that Sora and Riku wake up in a strange city. We're not really sure what to make of it, but we do know that they are in the same location. Or are they? See, it's very evident through different aspects when it comes to the buildings, the structure of the city in general. It's very obvious that Sora and Riku are within the same place. However, my theory is that they are in two different realities. It seems that Sora is in a little bit of a warmer, more reddish, bright colored area, whereas Riku is in this area where it seems like it's a little more darker, a little bit more cooler colors, stuff like that. So it's implied that they are in the same location, however they are in two different realms or two different realities of the same location. You can see by these photos that I have up on the screen that Sora's is definitely more of a red, more of a brightly lit environment, whereas Riku's is a little more dimmed, a little bit darker, and a little bit more of a blue environment. As I mentioned earlier in this video, aside from Sora and Riku, we have two other characters that are within this exact location. We also have the Master of Masters, which again was confirmed by Nomura in the Kingdom Hearts 3 Ultimania, as well as Yozora. Yozora is shown in two scenes back to back. The first one is when he's looking up above on top of a building, down at Riku, obviously within his reality, and then we get another clip immediately after of us zooming in on him. Obviously, there's a big fixture on his face, so not only can we make him out, but we can also see his two different eye colors. His two different eye colors are red and blue. Now, let's backtrack a little bit. Sora's reality looks like it's more of a red, more of a brightly lit reality, while Riku's is a little bit darker or a blue reality. Now, ever since Nomura said that things are placed in the series and put a specific way for a reason, I cannot ignore this and I need to draw the conclusion that Yozora is here for a reason, and his two different eye colors basically matching up with the two scenarios between Sora and Riku is not a coincidence, and it was done on purpose. Now, this theory stems much farther than just the secret ending. If we backtrack to Toy Story, when we actually get to see, where Verum Rex and Yozora and everything gets introduced, there's a couple things that I'd like to point out. Now, when Sora, Donald, and Goofy first enter the Toy Box world, Rex immediately thinks that Sora is Yozora, and then he thinks that Donald and Goofy are his two companions. Upon further inspection with the trailer for Verum Rex that we see before actually entering the Toy Story world, we get to see Yozora and his friends fighting the Gigas. Now, if you look closely, Yozora obviously uses a sword, which could be, symbolized as a Keyblade. If you look at the other guy that's shooting out magic and stuff, that could be Donald. And then if you look at the other guy who's shooting out a giant shield, that could be representative of Goofy. Do you see where I'm going with this? It actually makes a lot more sense now that we're trying to connect Yozora to Sora himself. Aside from Sora just trying to shake it off the trail where, oh, I think he looks like Riku. Well, he does look like Riku, so that's my point. Yozora clearly has characteristics of both Sora and Riku when it comes to his game, his appearance, and all the things like that. With all of the similarities between Sora and Riku within Yozora, it makes sense as to why he's there, and it does sort of in a way back up the theory that, if he is so alike these characters, then why wouldn't he be written in as somebody that could potentially bridge the gap between their two realities within wherever they ended up, or why, he's the one that's capable of seeing both of them and shares traits of both of them. So if Yozora can truly see both Riku and Sora, and Riku and Sora are both in different realities, then what does it all mean? I would like to point out that the location where Sora, Riku, the Master of Masters, as well as Yozora are located has actually been confirmed by Nomura himself within the Kingdom Hearts 3 Ultimania, where he does say that they are in Shibuya, as in, The World Ends With You Shibuya. However, it is not the same Shibuya, it is a different one. Essentially, how that translates to me is that this is the Shibuya within the universe, the reality, the dimension of The World Ends With You, but it is not that same. It's almost like there is another or an alternate version of it. Speaking of all these alternate versions and different realities talk, it really does fit in with the narrative of Kingdom Hearts and where it could potentially be going in the future given what the secret ending has given us. Also from the Kingdom Hearts 3 Ultimania, Nomura has said that Verum Rex has been mistaken for Final Fantasy XIII Versus, which is a project that turned into Final Fantasy XV after Nomura was kicked off of the project. So with the mistaken identity and the similarities between Verum Rex as well as Final Fantasy XIII Versus, Nomura has stated that they are not the same. Now he could be trolling, but if we are taking his statement seriously, then that means that Verum Rex is not based off of Final Fantasy XIII Versus. So if that's not the game that it's based off of, well, what could it be based off of? What I think that this game is being based off of is, actually, if I'm going to go out on a limb, and I promise it will make sense later, is The World Ends With You, but The World Begins With You, or The World Ends With You 2. Nomura explicitly saying that The World Ends With You's Shibuya is where Sora and Riku are, but it's not the exact same one, sort of gives us the hint that yes, this could be a continuation or sort of stemming from the narrative that Nomura had in mind when it came to the second The World Ends With You game. Allow me to elaborate on this idea just a little bit. So if we look back at Dream Drop Distance, if you guys remember, the first world that we visit as Sora and Riku is of course Traverse Town. Within Traverse Town, we actually have some very unique interactions. Those interactions are with the kids and the characters from The World Ends With You. So basically, if we take a look at one of the characters, Joshua is the only character that is capable of seeing both realities, whereas it's Sora's version of Traverse Town as well as Riku's version of Traverse Town. So if we look at his ability, we already know that this ability exists within the reality of Kingdom Hearts. If Sora and Riku are in two different realities and they are bridged together from Joshua within DDD, who's to say that Yozora is not doing the exact same thing where he is the bridge between Sora and Riku within that different version of Shibuya, but the two different realms? So if we take these similarities and we put them together, I think that it is very evident that we could potentially be looking at the future of the Kingdom Hearts series being based off of Nomura's idea for The World Ends With You 2. Although we are just looking at the canonical ability of Joshua within Kingdom Hearts, the fact that we are incorporating these characters within the Kingdom Hearts universe, if you look at past Final Fantasy characters, they all have their own little ideas, their own ambitions that are not a part of their original Final Fantasy series. So it is possible that we could be taking the storyline and the abilities from the past The World Ends With You characters and applying them to Yozora, which also can be brought further, as in Yozora could potentially have been a character that Nomura had in mind for The World Ends With You 2 or something along those lines. I know it sounds like a little bit of a stretch, however, I am very confident in the theory that Sora and Riku are within two different realms of the same place. Yozora is going to be the bridge between the two of them, and he is going to have some significance within Sora returning or Riku reconnecting with Sora or something along those lines. Between Sora's red and brightly lit environment, between Riku's darker, more of a blue environment, relating to Yozora's eye color is too hard for me to not resist and to dive into and to play around with the idea that Yozora could potentially be the one that is going to bridge these two back together. Also going further with his similarities between his potential abilities and what Joshua's abilities were in Dream Drop Distance, I think that it is very safe to say that we could potentially be looking at a continuation of what Nomura had in store for the future of The World Ends With You and all that stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed my theory. Let me know all your thoughts and comments down below. Do you guys think that Yozora is going to have a very big impact when it comes to progressing the story of Kingdom Hearts? Do you think he's going to sort of be like the new crutch for the Final Fantasy characters? Are we going to be getting new characters that Nomura perhaps had in mind for different properties? So excluding people like Cloud and Leon, are we just going to see new original characters that are going to be welcomed into the Kingdom Hearts universe? It's a little hot and cold for me right now. I'm not sure how to feel about it. However, the excitement and the hype that I am feeling right now is something that I am looking forward to without a doubt. So don't forget to let me know all that down below. Don't forget to like the video and most importantly, subscribe to my channel for more Kingdom Hearts content. And yeah, thank you guys so much again for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.